it's been said before that pornography is not the fact that you see too much of a person, you just see too little of them. That we're not just a collection of body parts, that we are a whole person that has value and dignity.
Yeah, my name's Leah Darrow, and I had a conversion back in 2005, or a reversion really. I was born and raised Catholic, and I lived a pretty normal life up until about high school, when I just started to really experience all the different varieties of what the world offers us in terms of love. Yeah. There's the authentic love that God offers us and the ways to go about that. And that's the one right and true option, but the world really makes vice and sin look attractive. And so I was getting all these different ideas from the world and culture and things like that of what love was. And I used a really poor definition of love, that it was just something, that's a bodily expression, physical expression. And I made choices in my younger years that helped, unfortunately, form me to see what love was. And it was, it didn't work out very well, long run. And that all came to a head when I auditioned for America's Next Top Model. And I got on, and I was there, and being involved in reality TV, and I was really pretty swamped with the culture, and I believed it. I was living it. I told people that I was Catholic, yet I was still, living with my boyfriend and using contraceptives through Planned Parenthood and doing all those things, getting drunk on the weekends, and just really not caring, just doing whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it, living by the theology of me, Yeah. And so after I was eliminated on America's Next Top Model, I made a choice to take this job with an international magazine. And this international magazine asked me to do a photo shoot for them that would be a little bit different. It would be sexier, edgier, and it would, of course, be international, so it'd be all over the world, and it could really help my career. And I thought it was a great idea. I thought, absolutely, sure, that sounds great. That's what I should be doing. I was a little weary of, if I should do that or not. I think my conscience was really speaking and wondering, asking me, Leah, is this a good idea? But I ignored my conscience, and I went ahead and I did the photo shoot. And to make a long story short, it was in the middle of that photo shoot where God really touched my heart in a very profound way. It was very similar to a St. Paul moment where, in that photo shoot, God touched my heart, and I knew that who I was and what I was offering to the world was very little. And that God gave me all these gifts and talents, and I used them for myself. I didn't care about anybody else. I didn't care about you. I didn't care about the people here in the Philippines. I didn't care about people in the world. I just cared about me and what I wanted to do, what was going to make me happy, what was going to make me successful, what was going to make me money. And I thought I had it, up to that point. I was making $8,000 a day modeling. And my picture was on billboards of Times Square from the show, and on buses and taxi cabs and subways. I was supposed to be happy. By the equation that the culture gives us of what is happiness, I was doing everything right. And yet I wasn't happy, and that's when, that moment happened in the photo shoot, and God touched my heart. And in that moment, in that very big moment that I kind of had this realization of, what are you doing? You're not at all the woman that you really want to be. I definitely could not look at myself in the mirror back then and be proud of who I was, And so I ended up getting up and walking out of the photo shoot, leaving, and through a very long process and many, many steps, finally came back home to the Catholic Church.
Follow-up question is, how has being a chastity speaker, traveling around the world and sharing about chastity impacted you personally?
Well, it keeps the fear of God in me. You get up in front of a crowd and you just see all these souls, and you just see, God loves them and wants them to do well and wants them to be happy. And, it's such a beautiful honor to be a witness to God's love and mercy. And the things that I get out of it is, number one, just hope. I see it on the faces of every single youth out there. Some of them, they see the truth and they deny it. But even if so, you still know there's truth.
Yeah.
For a lot of those kids, they're looking out and they're thankful that someone's telling them to say no to the imitation love and say yes to authentic love. And that's what chastity is. It's not saying no to sex. No, no, no. No, it's saying yes to authentic love, yes to real love. And if you want real love, then there's a way to go about it.
Okay.
There's an absolute way to go about it and what you should and should not do. And it's going to guarantee that you'll be able to reach that final end. And so when you see that on the looks of the youth, when you see it on the looks of people's faces, I mean, that just gives me hope. It gives me such energy to keep going, to keep doing it, and to know that God is on our side. You know, we're not alone at this. I mean, so of course I have hope. God is there.